Hello, is the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And in this stream I'm going to be going over the event week for this week from early Tuesday last week in Reddit Online. Today's the last day, probably like last 24 or 26 hours. So I am pretty late with this one, but better cover it at all than to not to whatsoever, obviously. So even if it's on the last day, I'll still cover it in some capacity. But yeah, there's 3 times money, roll XP for the last like 24, 26 hours of this event from early Tuesday, of course, was the start. Next early Tuesday will either be next event or obviously new update or something. Most definitely. But yeah. Times money, roll XP on free roam events for rolls. Not necessarily all that great, unfortunately. I definitely say the like Trader Moonshiner sale thing is probably a lot better to go for, honestly, even if it's only roll XP. And yeah, it goes sometime as spectator. There's 2 times roll XP on Trader Moonshiner sales. Again, it's only for like another 24, 26 hours because I'm pretty late with this stream, but still. Better late than never, after all. And you can actually make some very insane roll XP on the trader if you do a full 100 good sale. I believe normally you can get like 3,000-ish trader experience, and right now that's probably like 6,000, so you can probably make 3 to 3.5 levels ranks just from one full trader sale for those who might for some reason not be maxed out with the trader roll. Moonshiner, I'm not entirely too sure in terms of roll XP how good that one is, but considering again sales of Moonshiner is practically one of the most important things, just like with the trader. I'm sure it's very good, so I'll say it's going to be double as good. For the last 24, 26 hours of this event week from early Tuesday that I've just now managed to get to, there's also 40% off the trader wagons and in the wilderness camp as well. And then there's more, which obviously I'll be going into here later on. But yeah, there's a couple different like things they're doing for people who either have to level up rolls or who are mostly maxed out with all the rolls for the most part. So yeah, if you level up a total of 5 roll ranks, you get 2,000 character XP and more. So for those who are fully maxed out like myself in all the different roles in the game, unfortunately that's not doable. But there is something for those like me who are mostly maxed out. The only one you don't really have to be maxed out with kind of is the Bounty Hunter, because it's like rank 20 for 5, but more details on that later. But it's practically on the screen right now. But yeah, anyone who levels up total 5 ranks will get 2,000 character XP and an offer for 30% off any established or distinguished role item. And yeah, that's 30% off any established distinguished role item. Reaching rank 20 across all 5 roles will get you special discounts though. But before that, any players below rank 10 in any role will get an offer good for 30% on novice or promising role item of their choice. And I imagine with these offers, these persist past the event week. I think you just have to earn them during the event week. And since I'm doing it in the last 24, 26 hours, I don't know how possible that is, but for those who've been aware and do keep track of the Rockstar Newswire, hopefully you've been going for any of them if you've wanted to, obviously. But yeah, any player below rank 10 in any role will get an offer good for 30% off novice or promising item of choice. So that kind of opens up discounts for every single kind of role item for any of the roles. So I guess I'll kind of talk about all of them. For those who might not be the most sure on what to go for in a sense. So that could be some advice that might be worth listening to past this event week, of course, because I imagine the offer goes longer than the actual event week. I think you just have to earn it during the event week, obviously. And yeah, those who reached rank 20 across all 5 roles will get an offer for 50% off an established or distinguished role item. I don't think they usually do half off of role item kind of offers, so that's a pretty huge one there. And a reward for 5,000 character XP. So if you want the best rewards, you gotta be ranked 20 for all 5 roles. So that's being maxed on 4 of the 5 roles, and you're maxing out the regular, but not the like latest prestigious bounty hunter license. So the only thing you really don't have to do for that is the prestigious bounty hunter license. So anyone who's ranked 20 for all 5 obviously will get that 50% off established or distinguished role item. I'll start off with the 30% off novice or promising. If you're below rank 10. So for some reason, if you're below that, this advice might be worth it. So novice promising, those are obviously the first 2 sections, so ranks 1 through 10. So Viper Buckle, you should get 30% off the gold bars as well, so it could be nice for saving on gold bars if you want to collect some of the gold bar stuff in the game. Schofield Revolver variant. I believe when you get the variants, they actually like make it where you can't get any more attachments. So I'm assuming you get like all the attachments with it. Otherwise, what's really the point in unlocking the ability to get attachments? I don't see why they would lock that ability on getting attachments over a simple like weapon skin if you didn't get them in that one fee. So it could be pretty worth it for sure on that one, I'd say. I would not bother with the Breton horses because there's ones later on. Same goes with like any other role horse. There's ones in like novice to established and then distinguished, I want to say. Delgado saddle. Depends on the stats. But being one of the later saddle editions in the game, I imagine it could be one of the better ones out there, I would imagine. That one could be kind of worth it. Complete cosmetic outfit there, complete cosmetic gun belt there, and then reinforced lasso. Reinforced lasso, very necessary, I say, for the bounty hunter role. Ties them in way longer, I imagine, than the regular lasso. Definitely worth getting. Tracking arrow pamphlet. I don't really feel this one's necessary, not worth getting. Like, yeah, if you want to be able to make tracking arrows, the only way to really get tracking arrows outside the pamphlet, as far as I'm aware, is through like certain event weeks when they do that for like logins, rewards, or like a way to, they provide like a way of earning them for like an event week or something. Aside from that, I think that's like the only way you can go for the tracking arrows. So if you want some pretty exclusive like ammo you can make, then the tracking arrow pamphlet could be nice. But yeah, not really necessary, I'd say, for sure. Unless again you want to be able to craft like all the different ammo in the game. I don't really feel it's all that worth it. Unless the target gets pretty far from you, but even then you can just use like your eagle eye and stuff. Again, bolt action rifle variant, same goes with this kind of. When you get the variants, it does actually lock the ability to get attachments. So yeah, locking the ability to get attachments, I don't know if it necessarily means you actually get all the attachments with that one fee. But if not, then at least it saves money on not having to buy the attachments anymore for a complete weapon, I suppose. Bounty Hunter Camp Theme. That's just completely cosmetic, a very expensive complete cosmetic as well. Blackbone Ring, again, at least it's in golden bars, which you should get 30% off the golden bars as well. And then a complete cosmetic outfit there again. That's not looking promising for the bounty hunter. Into naturalist. Not looking promising again for that 30% off if you're like below rank 10 in a roll. Baltimore Saddle, again, I believe, like, being one of the later saddle editions in the game, I would imagine could be one of the, like, better stat-wise, of course. Fully cosmetic gunbelt there. Again with the Gypsy Cobs, I wouldn't recommend going for those, because there's better ones later on. Sedative Varmint Cartridge Pamphlet. I don't really recommend this one, especially because you can get the Sedative Varmint cartridge. You can just buy those straight up from Harriet. It's not like the tracking arrows where it's practically exclusive to the pamphlet, aside for certain like event weeks through like login stuff, or if there's a way of like unlocking that kind of thing or something. But yeah, not worth it. I would just definitely buy them from Harriet. Complete cosmetic outfit here, and then complete cosmetic there. But at least this one's in golden bars, so you should be able to save 30% off the golden bars as well. Animal Reviver Pamphlet. This one I definitely feel could be a lot more worth it, because the Animal Revivers, those are quite a bit more costly even compared to the... I feel those are definitely quite costly compared to the Sedative Varmint cartridges. Those are like under $1. Vives can be like $5 for one, I believe. So that one can definitely save over time. Definitely a much better pamphlet to go for. But again, it's not necessarily one I really recommend if you don't mind like waiting like 5 minutes whenever Harriet gets like mad at you or something. I don't really feel the Animal Revivers are necessarily all that worth it, especially when you're done with the roll. Could be nice when building up the roll, of course, if you want that tiny bit of experience from it. So I think you do get a tiny bit from Animal Revivers. Yeah, that's practically all the advice on that one. Complete cosmetic gloves there. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Again, with the variants, it does block the ability to get the attachments, so it's either a money saver or it might even get you all the like attachments from that like one fee from the variant. Bloody and Tonic Pamphlet. Bloody and Tonic, I believe, reduces like your detection, so it's harder to get caught by like animals and stuff, so it'd be good for getting certain samples and stuff. And it's definitely not something you will probably use as often as like an Animal Reviver if you care for that kind of thing. Bloody and Tonic I don't feel is anywhere near as necessary as the Sedative cartridges or the Animal Reviver in terms of like practicality, in a sense. Bloody and Tonic is really if you're like super extra with the naturalist kind of stuff, I suppose. I just really don't see much of a use on that, to be completely honest. Wilderness Camp. There is a 40% off the Wilderness Camp right now, and same with certain pamphlets as well. I believe like certain tonic pamphlets right now are actually on a discount as well. Not sure if any of these ones are on discount now. Kinda seems like it, because I don't feel some of these have been that low. I don't entirely know though. But Wilderness Camp kind of depends on your situation. Wilderness Camp can be good for certain daily challenges. There are certain easy daily challenges that can involve crafting. Crafting daily challenges aren't the easiest, I'd say. I mean, they are pretty easy ones, but they're not the easiest. Not as easy as, like, making a stew, I feel, at, like, the camp, or, like, dancing in your, like, Moonshine Shack, or some other very small things that involve like the Moonshine Shack. I say some of those are the couple best daily challenges in the game, role, general, or otherwise. But when you don't have any of those types, then there's like a crafting challenge. Crafting challenges can be some of the easier ones for sure. If you're in like a hurry, don't get on the game for long or something for a very particular day. So it could definitely be very nice in that regard. And I believe the previous Outlaw Pass, not on number 5, which was not, well actually there is no current Outlaw Pass. But for those who got mostly done with Outlaw Pass number 4, there was a pamphlet, I believe, where you could actually fast travel with the Wilderness Camp. So if you got to like rank 97, I believe it was, on Outlaw Pass number 4, then you actually unlocked an ability to fast travel with the Wilderness Camp, I'm pretty sure. Which I might show that off, actually. So if you got that certain like pamphlet from Outlaw Pass number 4, the Wilderness Camp, especially in that case, is very helpful, because it's another source of fast traveling for when you're not at like a town or something. Probably the best like exclusive pamphlet they've done in one of the last couple Outlaw Passes for sure. Makes the Wilderness Camp have a whole nother new purpose for those who got that far and whatnot. And then another gold bar thing here with a buckle, black-tailed buckle, 6 gold bars. Should be able to save 30% on that as well. So it could be nice for not spending as much gold bars if you're collecting that kind of stuff. Moonshiner. Toxic Moonshine pamphlet. I'm not entirely sure if Toxic Moonshine's exclusive to crafting, or if you can actually straight up buy it from like Maggie Fike or whatever. This one might be kind of exclusive, but quite frankly, I don't really know if the Toxic Moonshine's all that worth getting in the first place. I mean, if you're not like all that crazy for like player versus player or player versus enemy situations, I don't really necessarily think it's that worth using. So yeah, probably better to save money on that one. And pamphlets are pretty expensive, so obviously you're going to get great value, but it's not necessarily all that great of a pamphlet. Complete cosmetic gloves here, but at least they're in gold bars, so you should get 30% off the gold bars. Complete cosmetic gun belt here. Norfolk Roadsters, again, like with the other roll horses, you might as well go for like the distinguished ones. So I wouldn't really bother with those ones. Bar expansion. Bar expansion is mostly nice if you want to like keep your cores up throughout being in a single lobby. Personally, I prefer getting like a 10, like I believe the best 10, you can get like 175% on your like cores or whatever in the game. So I just recommend getting a 10, and then whenever your cores get low and it bothers you when your cores are low, to just go into another lobby. Personally, I'd rather do that than build up my cores in a lobby, because I don't really see the point in staying in the same as that lobby for hours upon hours, necessarily. But yeah, basically there's like almonds, maybe like coffee, and then obviously you can like drink your own moonshine. A bunch of great sources for boosting your cores whenever they're low. But again, not really that necessary if you have the best 10 in the entire game, I imagine. As long as you don't mind like re-lobbying every time you don't want your cores to be so bad. I think the best thing that bar expansion provides, though, bar expansion provides, I would imagine, would definitely be some easy daily challenges again. Like I explained, some of the easiest challenges, I'd say, in the entire game for 0.10 gold at default. Some of the easiest ones are from like the trader camp with like the stew pot, and then some of the other easiest ones are like with the Moonshine Shack, dancing for like 2 minutes, or like playing in the band or something. So it provides some of the easiest daily challenges in the game. Roll challenges, to be exact. So if you just want to hop on for a couple in a few minutes, to do a quick challenge could be a very worthy investment just for that. If you want to have a very quick way of keeping your streak up. So that's probably the best thing I'd say about the bar expansion. And actually, you do kind of need to buy the band expansion separately. The bar expansion is mainly for boosting cores. Band expansion is what gets you access to those easy daily challenges, but that does require the bar expansion, so it's still worth it for that reason as well. Iris Saddle, again, being one of the later, like, saddle editions in the game, I imagine it's definitely one of the best ones. I would have to imagine. Stats obviously on horses don't matter anywhere near as much as cars, like in GTA, I imagine, but yeah, I'm sure it can be kind of nice. Definitely better than the pure cosmetic stuff. And then complete cosmetic outfit there. And then for promising, 30% off for the rank 10 or under, whatever. The buckle is gold, so you'll save on the gold. You should as well. 30% off should apply to the gold, because it does during certain event weeks and stuff. So I imagine it does for offers as well. Rainbow Moonshine. Rainbow Moonshine, definitely not all that worth doing, since obviously normal price is like 20 bucks or something. And yeah, again, I don't really feel it's necessarily all that practical to use it compared to like just a typical like revolver repeater kind of thing. Again, like with the rest of the weapon variants, you can no longer get the attachments when you get variants, so either they give the attachments with that one like price fee purchase of the variant, or basically you can save money and if you get it without getting attachments beforehand. So I'd definitely say pretty nice. Complete cosmetic there, but at least it's in gold bars again, so you should save on the gold bars. I basically already mentioned the band expansion for those couple easy daily challenges, such as playing with the band or dancing to the band. Typically it only takes like a couple minutes. Some of the easiest daily challenges, role challenges to be exact, that you can get in the entire game. So very worth getting a bar and band expansion combination for easily keeping up that like daily challenge streak. Condenser upgrade. That one's only for the average strength, but unfortunately you do need the average strength in order to get the polished copper later on. I believe you actually do need this average one. It's not like the nightclub, like the after hours update, the nightclub vehicles, like you can skip the mule custom, for example, I think for GTA, and go right to the pounder custom. It's not like that. You have to get the average and the strong, unfortunately, in the game. I'm pretty positive on that. So this is definitely absolutely worth getting for more profit for the moonshine business, obviously. And completely cosmetic there. Trader. Again, saddle depends on the stats, but being tied to the rolls, I feel these roll ones are probably some of the better ones out there, I would imagine. Complete cosmic outfit there. Stew pot. Again, I essentially mentioned the stew pot, and it kind of goes with the bar expansion in terms of its purpose. The stew pot, its main purpose is to like boost your cores throughout a long period of time in a lobby, whereas the tents, for example, those like determine your cores when you spawn in a lobby. So essentially, if you don't mind re-lobbying, it's only really worth getting a tent, stew pot, and then like any of the amenities and like the different properties, like the almonds, for example, and the moonshine shack. That kind of stuff is for if you want to keep your cores up while you're in a lobby for a prolonged period of time. So the stew pot itself, not really not worth it, but again, like I said, you get access to probably the easiest daily challenge with. You probably get access to the easiest role challenge for the trader role in the game, and that's simply just making like a stew recipe, or there's even, I think there's one that involves like making recipes for it, which those are some of the easiest ones as well. There's also ones where you just have to simply eat stew, and you could just simply eat the like base recipe stew, for example. So again, just like the Moonshine, Trader has some of the easiest challenges I think in the entire game if you want to keep your streak up real easily, and you're just on for a couple to few minutes, depending on like what challenges you get, obviously. So for that alone, I think it's very worth getting the stew pot if you have a lot of money to spend. Complete cosmetic there. Like with the other roles, quadruple horses are just better ones later on. The ones with distinguished, I believe, are the best ones to get, or they should be, being the most expensive. And then the buckle here, 4 gold bars. Again, you should save 30% off the gold bars. And hammer is basically just a random melee weapon. Not really all that practical necessarily. Probably won't really ever use it. So really only if you want to collect all the different melee weapons. Complete cosmetic outfit here. Medium delivery wagon. Again, trader wagons are actually on a 40% off discount similar to the wilderness camp. So I don't know if you can stack that offer with this if for some reason you already got it during this event week, which is probably like only has like 24 hours off by the time I'm like speaking right now. But again, you can't. But again, unfortunately, you cannot go right to the large delivery wagon. You do have to actually get the medium one, from my understanding. So apparently, you do have to get the medium one. You can't just skip right to the large one. So it is very worth getting. Weapon locker. Obviously allows you to store your weapons for the ones you don't want to carry around if you don't like a cluttered weapon wheel. Personally, I don't really see much of a problem with a cluttered weapon wheel. I feel I like kind of having every weapon accessible. And especially in this game, you don't get to hold all your weapons at once, like in GTA, like no matter what. Like, you basically have to be on your horse to have access to every weapon in the first place. So I don't feel it's as useful as it is in GTA even. But surely can be one of the more interesting things to get. Complete cosmetic gloves there. Another kind of random melee weapon with the lance knife, which again, like the hammer, you're probably not going to really be using it. But this one is golden bars, so this one is definitely nicer, I'd say, to go for than the hammer. And then Trader Campaign. Just a complete cosmetic. Very expensive complete cosmetic, so for the value you can save on the 30%, pretty nice, but aside for that, not really worth getting is because it's completely cosmetic. And finally, for 30% off Novice Promising, for those who are under like rank 10 in a roll, there's the Collector. Painted Field Shovel allows you to get underground collectibles, which are the best collectibles in the entire game value-wise, and also for grinding the collector roll, the ones in the ground with the metal detector. Basically, anytime you're not in a player versus player versus enemy situation, just use metal detector, and then you should easily find a bunch of underground collectibles every single day, essentially, that you play the game, obviously. So I say one of the best investments in this entire game with the field shovel. Complete cosmetic outfit here. There's another saddle here, and again, being tied to a roll, I feel would make it one of the like better saddles in the game in terms of stats and whatnot. Being one of the latest saddles they've added in the game, I imagine probably one of the better ones out there. Again, with Creole horses, I don't really recommend any, but the distinguished ones, assuming money equals performance, which I would imagine it would have to kind of, otherwise it doesn't make sense to have different mounts on them and whatnot. Completely cosmetic gun belt here. Completely cosmetic here, but again, the gold bars, so you can save on gold bars, which is pretty nice. And a Lancaster repeater variant. Again, the variants actually prevent you from getting attachments, so that one fee either gives you all the attachments if you don't have certain ones, or you just lose out on the ability to get attachments. But technically, that'll save you money if you don't care for that kind of stuff necessarily. Collector's saddlebag. Like, honestly, I'm not too sure what this does, honestly. I don't know if it's a purely cosmetic thing, or if it actually gives, like, more capacity of some kind in the, like, saddlebag or whatever. I feel it can definitely be one of the more interesting things for the role. Completely cosmetic item here. But at least it's in gold bars, so you can save 30% off the gold bars. Completely cosmetic outfit here. Refined binoculars, which lets you locate dig sites. Dig sites I feel aren't necessarily all that common unless they were in the refined binoculars. Plus, personally, I don't really use the refined binoculars myself, even if they do have much of a purpose. I don't really feel it helps that much for these refined binoculars, honestly, because again, it's really only for, like, visible dig sites. And most collectibles underground aren't going to be, like, shown by, like, a visible dig site. Most underground collectibles you have to find with like the use of a metal detector or with like pure luck essentially, or obviously using like some sort of like collector map on Google essentially. So I find binoculars have very limited usage, and for that reason I feel not very worth getting, so I'd save money on that one. I mean, but at least it's more useful than a lot of the different cosmetic stuff in the game. So if you're not fond of spending the regular price, then definitely could be worth using 30% on that. Not complete cosmetic, but 6 gold bar Gila machete. Just a typical like melee weapon again. Probably not something you'll be using, to be completely honest. So really only if you want to collect like all the different melee weapons in the game, probably all that worth getting. Plus it is in gold bars, so nice save on gold bars for sure. Being the more premium currency in the game. Again, I kind of already went into metal detector when it came to the field shovel, since they're both a very great combination for each other, because field shovel allows you to dig up the collectibles, but metal detector makes it so easy to find those underground collectibles, so they work very well as a pair, and I'd say they're both very necessary. But yeah, metal detector, you should basically use the metal detector anytime you're not in a combat situation. So anytime you're not in a player versus versus enemy situation. Basically anytime you're not in combat, use the metal detector. It can definitely be very nice. Definitely very nice for making money and among many other things. So I still say that collector's probably like the best thing that's happened in this game, to be completely honest. And then collector campaign, again, purely cosmetic, but it is like $700. It could be nice to save on a very expensive item. And that should finally do for novice and promising, 30% off for all the different stuff. Sorry for all the explanation there, but there's a lot of different stuff to cover. So yeah, that was all players below rank 10 in any role will get an offer for 30% off a novice or promising role item of their choice. And that's not a discount, so it doesn't expire during the event week. You just have to earn it during the event week, from my understanding. So that should still be useful outside of this event week. One of the things that would probably still be useful for more than 24 hours or whatever, since I've already got to this within the last 24 hours, essentially. But yeah. Now, anyone who levels up total of 5 role ranks across any and all roles will get 2,000 character XP and an offer for 30% off any established or distinguished role item. Or of course, you could get the better 50% off the established or distinguished role item if you're ranked 20th across all 5 roles. So that's being maxed out on all but the Bounty Hunter, but you still have to max out on the regular license, but just not the prestigious license for the Bounty Hunter, essentially. So basically the only thing that you don't need is the last 10 things of Bounty Hunter for those with the prestigious license from the latest update. And then you get 5,000 instead of 2,000 character XP, which is very decent, I'd say, for sure. Even a rank 100, something like me, and that's still very decent character XP, and I need, like, probably 7,000 per, like, rank right now, maybe almost, like, 8,000. So very good character XP for sure. And yeah, that's 30% off established or distinguished, or 50% off established or distinguished. So now I'll talk about all the different established distinguished things. So basically only like stuff I'm not going to be talking about is the last 2 things for Bounty Hunter, in terms of like the role items and whatnot. So established for Bounty Hunter, bullets, front weapon, just tangles the legs of bounties. But since it's a thrown weapon, you'll probably lose it pretty easily, similar to like tomahawks in the game and whatnot. So since they're probably so easy to lose, I probably wouldn't really recommend those too much, plus they're only like 30 bucks, not to mention. Offhand holster. Offhand holster is actually what allows you to dual wield, so yeah. You can actually dual wield with the offhand holsters in the game, so this actually does have a purpose. Being one to roll offhand holsters, definitely probably one of the cooler looking ones and whatnot. So probably kinda nice to get that, I'd imagine. Bounty Wagon. Bounty Wagon's practically the best investment in the Bounty Hunter. Reason is, once you put something in the Bounty Wagon, even a player that you put in a Bounty Wagon, they're basically screwed. However, for a player, I think they can just kill themselves or like give up and let you get their player bounties, something like that. So Bounty Wagon is definitely the best thing in the entire game for regular and player bounties. And the Bounty Hunter is the one role that allows you to make gold bars, so this is very helpful for making gold in this game. So probably one of the best investments in the entire game, I'd say for sure. Breton horses, again, I think the best ones are in Distinguished, so I still wouldn't get these ones just yet. Unless you want to collect like all the different Breton horses for some reason. Clay cosmetic here, but you do get to save on the gold bar, so that should be 1 gold bar at least. Actually, even 30% off of it would be 1 gold bar, since it's some sort of discount, so I imagine it would go down on least a single gold bar. Complete cosmetic outfit there, and then complete cosmetic outfit there, but again, I'm still certain gold bars, so you should at least get that down to 3 gold bars, depending on like which one of those 2 offers you get. Damn it, Condor Egg. Kinda want to for that 1,000, but obviously there's still a lot to cover with the event week, kinda, because a lot of different stuff that can't be on discount. And then complete cosmetic, and then complete cosmetic. This one at least is in gold bars, so that can go as low as 5 gold bars between those 2 different offers. And then the best of the Breton horses, which, yeah, doesn't really say what like stats are best of them, but again, I don't feel stats matter as much on a horse as like a vehicle in like GTA, for example. But still, being some roll horses, I imagine the roll horses are some of the better ones out there, I imagine. Just realistically thinking. Established for the naturalist. Legendary animal pheromones pamphlet. lets you find legendary animals easier. Quite frankly, I don't really feel it's all that worth getting that though. Like basically if you find legendary animals, you're probably gonna find them. So you might as well just go with the normal detection. I don't feel the pheromones are probably all that worth getting, but still. I think those are actually pretty costly. Those are probably pretty costly though, so between any of the Panfoots so far, probably the best one to get, I imagine, for sure. So if there is one Panfoot that you're gonna get, probably make it that one. Complete cosmetic in there, but at least a single bar, so could be as low as 1 gold bar. Complete cosmetic there. Complete cosmetic there. Offhand holster again allows you to dual wield, so probably one of the cooler offhand holsters being tied to a roll and all. And I wouldn't recommend these gypsy cops. I'd probably just go for the last ones I was doing. Complete cosmetic, complete cosmetic, complete cosmetic. These two are in gold bars though, so that can get as low as 6 and then as low as 5 between those two offers. And then the best of the gypsy cobs, again being tied to rolls, I feel they would be some of the better horses out there. Those ones seem to be ideal for long expeditions, so I don't know if that means health or stamina kind of thing, but yeah. Hard to tell with the descriptions, obviously, in terms of like what stats would be best on these ones. Established for Moonshiner. Complete cosmetic here, but it is golden bars, so it could get as low as 4 golden bars depending on the offer you get. Not the best of the Norfolk Roadsters, I don't really recommend that one. Complete cosmetic there, complete cosmetic there, about at least in gold bars, so it can get as low as 1 gold bar. Polished copper, of course, always produce the strongest moonshine possible, and unfortunately, like I mentioned, you do, I believe, have to get this condenser when you get to the strongest one. It's not like certain things in GTA where you don't have to get the like thing in the middle, you have to get the one in between to get to the best one in this game, I'm pretty sure. 7 shooting instances apparently. And then 11's holster, off holster again. Time to roll the better ones out there. Wait, revenue agent? What? That was an NPC? Wow, I actually got challenged apparently. So I got killed by a random NPC. I don't get how the hell that happened, but okay. Hopefully all we get here now. Honestly, I thought that was a player, but apparently it was a random NPC. And yeah, like I said, offhand holster. Probably one of the better ones out there, like cosmetic-wise and whatnot, being tied to roll and whatnot. Complete cosmetic, complete cosmetic, complete cosmetic. However, none of its complete cosmetics are actually in gold bars for the distinguished section of Moonshiners, so I don't really say necessarily any of those are all that much worth getting. And the best of the Norfolk Roadsters. Again, probably would describe it the same as I did all the other horses. Established for Trader. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Second best set of quadruple horses, at least going off of cost. So I would wait till the last section again. Complete cosmetic here. Gets as low as 1 gold bar, but you could probably get 1 gold bar whether you get the 30% or the 50%. So no matter which offer you're eligible for, I would imagine you could probably get it for 1 gold bar. So it could be the nicest, lightest saving on gold for sure. Large delivery wagon. Unfortunately, again, like with the Minjong stuff, you do have to get the medium one in order to get the large one. It's not like certain things in GTA where you can get the best one and ignore the like medium thing. It's not like that in this game, I'm pretty sure, unfortunately. Offhand holster here, again, being tied to roll, probably one of the cooler looking offhand holsters, no doubt. Hunting wagon allows you to fit multiple carcasses, hides, and pelts. So basically allows you to store a lot of different things for giving to crypts, obviously. I don't really say it's necessarily all that worth doing though. I feel it's better to just use your like horse and whatnot. Unless you want to get a lot of like huge stuff. Like a lot of like pronghorns and whatnot, for example. Honestly, the best use of the hunting wagon, best use of it for sure, I think, is if you lag out of a lobby. I think even if you get like lagged out of a lobby or you leave a lobby or something, you get to actually keep the stuff that's in there. I think that's what I've heard, is you can actually keep animals when you're lagging out or when purposely leaving and stuff, so that could be pretty cool. That could be a kind of niche use for it, but yeah. Not as great as you would think, I would imagine, for sure. Not as great as what would be thought, I would imagine, for sure. 4 gold bar, complete cosmetic here. So it gets as low as 2 gold bars depending on the offer you get. This could be nice for saving on gold bars. Because that's right, complete cosmetic, and then pump action shotgun variant. Again, same with all the other variants. You don't get the ability to purchase attachments anymore, so they either give the attachments at that one fee, or you basically just lose the ability to get attachments when you have that variant on. So it definitely could be a money saver in a sense. So it could be pretty nice. And then free complete cosmetics again. However, this one's at least in gold bars, so probably as low as 2 or 3 gold on that, so it could be some nice gold savings for sure. And then the best of the Kudruber horses. So if you want to get any Kudruber horses, make it those for sure. And finally, collector, established, distinguished. But yeah, complete cosmetic there. Horse Lantern. Horse Lantern is actually kind of costly for what it does. But yeah, obviously, as expected, just lights up wherever your horse is at. Obviously, it could be nice for certain areas, especially like certain caves and stuff, and maybe like the Ansberg mines and stuff, but those probably have a land. I think the, like, Ansberg mine at least has, like, lanterns in it. So it could be pretty niche in terms of use, but still. Basically anywhere at nighttime could be kind of nice in the slightest, plus at least has a lot more purpose than a lot of the complete cosmetic stuff. 9 gold bars on the balloonless goggles here. So I probably can get as low as 4 gold bars with the 50% off. Depends on how they go with like half gold bars and whatnot. If it goes closer to 5 or like 4. So that thing could be pretty nice for gold savings besides for that complete cosmetic. Same goes with that. Offhand holster here. Though again, being tied to the roll, I would imagine it's definitely one of the like cooler ones out there in terms of like cosmetics and whatnot. So I imagine it could be quite a good offhand holster. Volcanic pistol variant, again, like all the other variants, you lose the ability to get all attachments, so either it provides you with all the attachments as well with that one fee, or you lose the ability to get the attachments, which could be money savers, so pretty nice. And then second best of the Creole horses, I just don't recommend, obviously. I would recommend the best of them, if any of them. And free complete cosmetics, but at least that's one's in gold bars, so it can get as low as 3 gold bars. So definitely pretty nice for some gold bar savings, for sure. And then the best of the Creole horses. That's basically all the discounts between the first 4 sections of each roll, between those different offers. And man, all of the stream has been just this one section so far. Doesn't help that my throat's pretty fucked though, because it kind of probably slowed me down, of course. But yeah, that should have done for that whole page there, finally. And 2 times RU money roll XP on all role-specific free roam events. Some examples are Manhunt, which I believe that one's tied to the Bounty Hunter. Day of Reckoning, that might be like the one tied to Trader. I don't think Trader has very many free roam events. So probably the one that least benefits from this would probably be the Trader role, I imagine. Salvage and then Condor Egg, those are tied to the Collector. Salvage is a very great one because you can get a bunch of underground collectibles if you do good in it. Condor Egg's a chance of $1,000. That's how much you get if you get that one Condor Egg that spawns, of course. And then aside for that, you can get certain other bird eggs, I believe, in Condor Egg as well. And maybe you can obviously go for like metal detector stuff and whatnot. But obviously I'd recommend that more so for salvage. Oh, Trade Route, that's probably the one for Trader. Day of Reckoning, I think it's probably another Bounty Hunter one actually then. And then more as well. Yeah, I think Collector is definitely some of the better ones for sure. Trader only has one, so I think if you want to do one for Trader, Trader is really your only option, unfortunately. I don't necessarily feel Bounty Hunter ones are necessarily all that worth it, because then you can get gold normally from the Bounty Hunter. But free roam events is the only way you can get gold through most of the roles in the entire game, from my understanding, aside from like Bounty Hunter. That's like the one role you can get actual like gold bars and like actual free mode, not tied to like free roam events. But it all depends on like the role and whatnot, if there's much of anything all that worth it in terms of these events and whatnot. I honestly don't really recommend doing that. I'd honestly more so do the Trader Moonshiner sales for huge money, even though there's no money thing, there's the roll XP. Which, like I said, I think normally you can get like 3,200 something for Trader XP on a full 100 good sale. So you can make like 6,000, like 6,500 around there probably in terms of Trader XP on one like 100 good sale for the Trader business. Probably not as great for the Moonshiner business, I imagine, but still, selling moonshine is one of the hugest things obviously you can do for the Moonshiner, so surely it's very good for that as well. Yeah, that was it for that section. That will roll XP on all Trader Moonshine sales. Again, like I said, with Trader, I think you can get like a massive 6,500 on like a double roll XP on 100 like full blown Trader sale. So literally a complete like good Trader sale, as long as it's like all 100 goods. That's an insane amount of roll XP you can get for that one. But yeah, not really much in terms of like advice to get for that, obviously, because it's just XP. But they are very good for money normally, so I do recommend that more so than the like 2 times money roll XP on the free roam events. I definitely recommend those 2 things more, I feel. And bonuses for traders and moonshiners. If you want to boost for the business, of course, all traders get 2 rewards for 25 trader goods, so you basically get a medium delivery wagon worth. And you get 5 rewards for mash refills for the moonshine business. I feel you probably get better value for the moonshine, I would imagine, kind of. But yeah. And then speaking of moonshine, you do get to waive the cost of moving your Moonshine Shack. So moving the Moonshine Shack is free for the event week, and again, there's only, unfortunately, it's the last day, because I didn't get to it till now. It's probably like 24 hours left as I said that all, but yeah. Personally, I think the location I have is very good. I say the location I have is probably the best one. Just there's literally a sale mission that's just down at Emerald Ranch. Going from here to Emerald Ranch, it's probably literally the easiest sale mission you can get for the Moonshine business in the game. So I think for that reason, this one that I have here is the best location. So for that reason, you might want to change to this location since you can get access to probably the best sale mission in the game for the Moonshine business. For those who might not have that location, that is definitely my advice. And yeah, 30% off all pants, skirts, and boots. Just a bunch of like very small clothing discounts, obviously. And more discounts here, 40% off all trader wagons. Basically explained everything with that in the previous sections. 40% off all workhorses. Doesn't really necessarily say what the best part of workhorses are. But like I said, there's nowhere near as much staffing as I imagine with horses as there is of vehicles in like GTA and whatnot, so... I mean, obviously if you have like the free slots in your stable, might as well maybe go for one, but yeah, not necessarily all that worth going for it. So not really much advice personally that I know for workhorses. 40% off the Wilderness Camp, again, I guess I will show it off now. Okay, come on, spawn my thing, game. Okay, is my game not gonna spawn it? There it goes. But yeah, as you can see, I have a fast travel option. The way you get that, the way you were able to get it is if you got like Outlaw Pass number 4, you got to rank 97 or higher on Outlaw Pass number 4. What was 2 Outlaw Passes ago. Again, the latest one was Outlaw Pass 5. But yeah, if you got most of the way through Outlaw Pass number 4, you did basically unlock the fast travel. So if for some reason you got through Outlaw Pass number 4, rank 97 or higher, but you don't have the Wilderness Camp, you might want to get it, because you should be able to still have that ability if you for some reason got that far on that Outlaw Pass a couple Outlaw Passes ago, but for some reason don't have the Wilderness Camp. But yeah. Actually, I've been using fast travel more often when I was playing this game a couple weeks ago or something. And I think I learned through the Wilderness Camp that the camp is actually always $1, whereas that's not the case when you go to like different towns and stuff. There is a little difference. I think the camp is always $1 from the Wilderness Camp, so you can make a tiny bit of savings on the camp in particular. Whereas I think if you do it from the town, the camp could be a couple more dollars in value, which if you go to camp a lot, it could add up, of course. So especially if you have that like very rare kind of ability from like a couple Outlaw Passes ago, it's especially working in the Wilderness Camp. But yeah, besides for that, it does give you access to some easy challenges. Like basically in the camping challenges become so much easier, like just cooking meats and all that kind of stuff. And that involve like cooking stuff. The Wilderness Camp is probably the best investment for doing that, so it could get you access to some easy challenges again. But I do recommend the Trader and Moonshiner challenges. A couple of those ones are some of the easiest ones for getting your streak up very easily without having to spend much time on the game. And then 40% off all tonic crafting pamphlets, such as the blending tonic, for example, and so that one's on a 40% off discount, I imagine, surely. But yeah, any tonic crafting pamphlet, 40% off, which, unless they're like a very exclusive tonic that you might not be able to get normally, I don't really necessarily feel that's all that worth it. So I don't feel that discount's all that great, unfortunately. But still, it's something, obviously. And Prime Gaming, again, exactly the same. I believe this started like in the previous event week. So yeah, this is like the second event week that's had this one, and it won't change till July 5th. So not until like after the 4th of July. Or Independence Day, which I might as well say, Independence Day is probably a lot better than fucking this Juneteenth shit or whatever the fuck. I'm not saying it's a bad day, but it's nowhere near as, like, legitimate. I don't see it anywhere near as legitimate as fucking 4th of July, Independence Day, whatever. But yeah, now I'm gonna go into a couple things they don't tend to mention on the Rockstar Newswire, such as featured series and like weekly collection. So new Austin series was the series. This is the last day to do so. Last like 24 hours you could probably do this featured series. It's most likely going to change. But yeah, not really all that worth doing. There's no like opportunity going on with it or anything. But obviously you can make gold from it, so that's something. But you also can do that with the 2x money, roll XP, free roam events. You can also make gold from those, and quite frankly, those are shorter. I feel probably more worth it if you're going for gold for the last 24 hours of this event week. That's when I got to this and all. But it's a royal collection. I get to collect anything that I might be able to collect here. So I forget, but I think there was like 2 treasure maps that I don't think I was able to get just yet from a previous event week. So I might have those. Okay, never mind. Unless it's in the benefits section or something. For a royal collection. Okay, I do have a star actually for the benefits section, so I guess I'll check it out, I guess, just in case. Alright, never mind. Fortunately, in this event week, there's nothing in terms of treasure maps, though. But yeah, wiki collection, royal collection. As seen here, only 21 hours, 43 minutes left, unfortunately. So yeah, that shows how late I've got to this event week stream, unfortunately. Sometimes I just really don't feel like getting to them. But yeah. 2 earrings and a tarot card. Lost jewelry, I think any type of lost jewelry is partially randomized. Which I believe means like any underground earrings and whatnot. I believe any lost jewelry that's underground is randomized. But there's probably ones that aren't underground and those shouldn't be randomized. So I guess if there's an above ground spawn for these 2, then they shouldn't be randomized. But if the only options are underground for these ones, then unfortunately they will most definitely be randomized. So unfortunately, I might have to deal with some randomness with those 2. And then tarot cards are above ground for the most part, so shouldn't really struggle on finding that. So if you use like some sort of like collector map on like Google or something, then you should easily find a tarot card. But these 2 could be more trouble if they're like purely underground and there's no like above ground option. But from my understanding, lost jewelry is only partially randomized, not like coins and arrowheads, which are fully randomized from what I've heard. But yeah. And also, since it takes from 2 different collector sets, I really don't, that are normally in the game, I really don't feel it's all that worthy of a collection set, and it's not even over $100, I feel. So obviously you might as well go for the full collector sets for these 2 sets for sure. So I don't really feel this one's all that worth it. And then finally, I guess I'll end off with some more like last generation GTA 5, GTA Online talk. Because for those who didn't know, I did probably like a 40-50-ish minute rant kind of like on my last live stream about the last generation versions shutting down on December 16th, 2021 for GTA Online. But yeah. But yeah. Quite frankly, I don't really agree with them shutting down, especially when they're doing new versions of the game. Like, for as long as GTA Online is a very current thing they're doing and stuff, I really feel it's too early to shut down the servers even 8 years in, as long as they're still getting so much shits about GTA Online. Let's be real, Rockstar probably makes so much money from their like games and stuff, they could probably easily fucking keep the servers up and whatnot, and or like expand their like teams and stuff to have like, maybe they could have like small dedicated, maybe they could have like a small dedicated group of people focused on the like servers or something. I feel it's all like basically really unnecessary for like too long to read version. But yeah, I do want to say I have been playing last generation GTA 5 again. Actually, I have been playing the story mode on the 360 again. Reason being is I never got to like do the stock market on the 360, cause like, yeah, having GTA series videos made like videos on like the stock market and like the best payouts and like heists in like 2015, and I had the game like day one literally. I had the game since September 17th, 2013 on its first day. And obviously I beat the story mode since like the beginning, since the first 2 weeks there was no GTA Online. So I never got to like take advantage of the stock market on those versions. So I've been playing GTA 5 on 360 the past few days actually. Because I want to like replay the story mode on those versions, so I can take advantage of both stock markets. Because for those who don't know, the Bossack stock market, I thought was the Bank of Liberty, I think I was calling it, but it's actually the Liberty Exchange stock market. But there's a Bossack stock market, and it's powered by the Social Club, and the reason GTA Online I think is going down is because they're getting rid of like Social Club tracking for the 360 and PS3 versions of GTA Online. So I probably won't be making videos even still. I mean, I'm not really big on making videos right now. I just haven't really been feeling like it, because I probably need to make money for GTA, and I've probably made good money in gold on this game. I feel it's mainly GTA I need to kind of focus on. Might be going back to PS4 version after the stream, so I can actually make some money for GTA Online for when the next update drops, because there obviously is still the 2-week event week and whatnot for another like few days. Obviously I've already made a stream on that, which was my previous one where I did that 40-50 minute rant maybe on that and whatnot. So for more details on what pissed me off about it, go to that stream. But yeah, I'm actually playing story mode on 360 again because I want to take advantage of the Bossack stock market before it goes away. Because they claim that like single player progress is not going to be impacted by like Rockstar Social Club stuff being taken away from those versions. But because that Bossack stock market that requires an internet connection for an offline like, stock market game. There's like the offline Liberty City Exchange one, but there's also like the Bossack stock market, which is actually online, even though it's only for single player. It is an online stock market. So once the Social Club stuff goes down, some of the money you can make from like the assassinations will probably also be going away, from my understanding. Since I would imagine the stock market will be going down as well, since it uses Social Club, which I think is why online is going down for those versions on December 16th again. So yeah, that's why I'm playing on the 360 again for GTA 5, just story mode. And yeah, since I'm on 360, unfortunately it has paid online, so I don't know if I'll be playing GTA Online on those systems again. I might be doing Microsoft Rewards. I think I've been bothering Microsoft Rewards, trying to get enough points for like a 1-month subscription at least or something. So I might try to like do a lot of Microsoft Rewards and stuff, get a lot of points for it, try to get a 1-month subscription without having to like pay like $10 or whatever the fuck it is. So that just isn't fucking worth it for me. Especially when I've well moved on to the PS4. Especially when 360 doesn't have like built-in like recording features and stuff. I obviously don't really care necessarily bother with it again. Anytime soon from my understanding. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing right now, off stream and stuff, playing GTA 5 on 360 again. Making sure I get to take advantage of the Bostock stock market for like the last 6 months, because that's powered by the social club and probably is going away, obviously, with all the other stuff that's going away. They didn't directly mention the stock market, but I imagine it is, because it is powered by the social club, and I think a lot of social club stuff's going away from my understanding. But yeah, I didn't even mention the worst parts about, like, the 360 and PS3 versions of GTA Online going down. I was all distracted by the rest of the stuff I mentioned, which were also great points and whatnot, I feel. But one huge thing is that a lot of vehicles aren't even gonna be in those versions anymore unless they were to directly put them in the story mode, like from like the garage properties and stuff. Which obviously it is. Versions haven't got DLC since like 2015, so I don't see them like adding like the Hydra and like Savage from like the Heist update and any other like exclusive online vehicles like the Annihilator from like day one of the game, because for some reason the Annihilator is not in story mode, even though it wasn't like GTA 4's story mode. So yeah, a lot of vehicles are gonna be lost in those like versions for good, at least officially from like Rockstar's end, obviously. Obviously, there could be a third-party way that ends up happening that could bring online back to those systems, for all I know. There could be some like third-party thing that someone does that can do something like that. All the crazy things people can do in this world and whatnot. But that's not even the worst thing, I feel. The worst thing is there's actually exclusive content on those versions, believe it or not. I think there's like a couple contact missions that aren't in the PS4, Xbox One, and PC versions. I think there's certain contact missions that aren't even in the PS4, Xbox One, and PC versions. I think there's this American Export mission, which is one that involves like the cargo bomb. There's a couple that involve the cargo bomb. I think there's one contact mission that involves a cargo bomb that's not in the current gen versions. But that one's super light. The most important things that are going to be lost from GTA Online from those versions is going to be like the free mode events. Speaking of free mode events, which are double money and roll XP for the current event week, might as well talk about it here, since I forgot to mention on the last stream. There's a lot of free mode events in GTA Online that are actually not in the PS4, Xbox One, and PC versions. Maybe they were at one point, but they're not anymore. I think at the way beginning they actually were, because there wasn't like the new free mode events from like the free mode events update, because PS4, Xbox One versions, those are like late 2014, so I think those were at least in those versions for like a year. But yeah. Armored trucks where you like blow up the like armored truck with like the sticky bomb on the back. You can still find armored trucks, I'm pretty sure, on PS3 and 360. Those are completely gone in the fucking current versions. So unless they bring all the like free mode events back, which I don't really see them doing, Rockstar probably doesn't give a shit about those modes unfortunately anymore. We're gonna lose like the armored trucks that are in those two versions. And there was also like the free mode events tied to like the heist update. There was like free mode events that were tied to like the heists DLC that were taken away like 6 months later because of the free mode events update. Because that was like March 2015, and then I think September 2015. I think 6 months later they brought the shitty free mode events we have this day. Like, I love a lot of the old free mode events compared to the new ones we have right now from that September 2015 free mode event update. Because a lot of it's like fucking small, dumb shit, like wheelie and stoppy challenges and whatnot, which are so boring. But legit, there was like plane takedowns. You could take down like planes for Trevor, I'm pretty sure, in 360 PS3 versions, and you still can in those two versions. There's also like distracting the cops, I think, for Lester you could do from those fucking 360 PS3 versions. That won't be possible anymore once those versions go. Like, it won't be possible in any version of the game whatsoever, unless they bring them back, of course. Going into another like free mode. God damn it, my stupid fucking throat. But yeah, going into another day one free mode event, actually similar to like the armored trucks. There's also like the crate. There's also one that involves like a crate, which kind of reminds me of like the business battles, but not as detailed, obviously. There's like the crates that could drop from like the sky or something, where you could get like certain like event unlocks and whatnot. Like you could get like special t-shirts and stuff. I forget what the exact name of that one was, but there was ones of like crates that could appear from the sky or something. Like the lobby would like compete for them and stuff, and there was like only one, and I think only one person could like get it or something. That's gonna be completely gone once those versions go away if they don't bring them back. Which, again, I highly doubt they will, because they'll probably just keep the stupid, shitty ones that we have right now. Like, don't get me wrong, there are certain ones from the free mode event update from September 2015 I do like Criminal Damage, Hunt the Beast. Criminal Damage, Hunt the Beast. There's another one I can think of, kind of. I think there's ones like Kill List and whatnot. So there's quite a few to several good ones from the free mode event update I'd still like to see, but I'd like to see a lot of like dumb ones like wheelies, stoppy challenges, like headshot kills, sniper kills, and whatnot. I think those are a couple of the dumber, a couple of the very dumb free mode events. Even if they have to remove some from September 2015, when they remove those fucking 360 PS3 versions, I'd like to see the armored trucks, the fucking crates, plane takedowns, fucking distract the cops, like I mentioned. Those are the like main few that I can think of. Those like free mode events will be completely lost when those versions go away, as long as they don't come back at some point for PS4 or Xbox One PC or even PS5, Xbox Series XX and whatnot when those versions come out. It's going to be a really sad day when those go away, especially because of the legacy free mode events that aren't even in the current versions right now. So if they're going to take those versions down, at least give us fucking armored truck robberies and shit again. Like, I doubt they'll do it, unfortunately. I doubt they give a shit about those modes from like those like free mode events from 2013 and 2015, even early 2015 for some of those that we don't even have anymore. Probably just still keep us with all these shitty ones that we have, besides for like the couple few to several I mentioned that are actually good from the free mode event update. There's a lot of really horrible ones too, no? Like, why are there even free mode events that encourage killing other players and stuff, like, actually? For one that's just simply like headshot kills and stuff. Like, obviously I get it if it's like something competitive. That's not just simply getting headshots and like sniper kills and stuff. But yeah, please give us some of those free mode events back, and not all the like really good ones that y'all took away for a lot of the shitty ones we got, Rockstar. Who knows, maybe one day I'll make some sort of video talking about that legacy content that'll go away. I don't know if I want to make a video on the shutdown in GTA Online, because the newswire they provide wasn't much, really. I didn't really feel it was much worth doing in a whole entire video. Being better to talk about on these streams and stuff. because there wasn't a lot of info or anything, obviously. But yeah. Maybe one day I'll talk about the legacy content before it goes away or something. I already talked about some legacy content in terms of like contact mission content, I think, but yeah. But yeah, that's fine gonna be it for this stream. Sorry for the rant there, I just forgot to mention things from the previous stream. I meant to mention a couple things on that previous stream, but yeah, I forgot to, and plus it was already like 40-50 minutes on that previous one that I was ranting about last gen versions. And the main reason it pisses me off is because, like, GTA 5 has finally had its good run with PS4, Xbox One, PC. PS3 360 only got like a year or two, so I understood why they did it on PS4, Xbox One, PC, but PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, I feel there's no reason to do those games on there anymore for GTA 5. There's no point, I feel. Like, it's already had its good run, I feel. Like, just move on to the next GTA Rockstar, but okay. Make the third versions of those games when y'all literally had like 3 to 5 like entirely different GTAs in previous systems. It's just embarrassing, in my opinion, honestly. Like, that's the new age Rockstar, is milking GTA 5 constantly, and when we used to get a couple to few different GTAs per like system before. But yeah, I think that'll finally be it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed. Next one will surely be GTA Online Event Week stream, or whatever's next. Or even Red Dead 1 maybe, because of the 2-week event.